Everyone, you can look at the green board before we start. There's inspiration from Silan. It says, kita ada lensa yang berbeza. Kadang kita perlu melihat dari lensa pandang yang lain, agar kita tahu apa yang patut kita tahu. Life of Lan. So yeah, reflections from overnight, this morning, the session yesterday, the chats you had last night.
Someone called me a moon gazer last night. Because when we are in the breakout groups, in the small sharing groups, I was like constantly gazing at the moon. Because when the clouds are out, I see like the moon. It's the eclipse, so it slowly get full, and then I had I remember what happened when before the Bobohizan did the very last ritual in year 2000, and then that time my late grandmother was still alive. They were hitting the gong. You can call us like a bunch of people in a circle with one empty can in front of us. Empty, what do you call it? Intadang beras. Wakid. Yeah, wakid in the middle. Hitting our gong and empty cans like crazy. From the start of the eclipse into the end of the eclipse. And then I remember the story, they call it Talob. So it's a story that I think in every generations of, this was told by my mom. And then I remembered, I think my grandmother, they told this story as well about Talob. But this is in Kandazan, I asked from my mom. It's very related to paddy planting. So I'll say it first in Kadazan and then I'll translate it later. Tanak di mohoing, au miho o vizau makan. So a child cannot get full by eating. So this is the boy named Talob. And then so kohodong imohoing nguso akano ibuhan kadaw. So the mother was angry and then she said, go eat the moon. So Talob, ugad no ka itanak. Panohon di hobuhan. So the child went and swallowed the moon. Because he is never full. So the mom asked, in anger, asked him to swallow the moon. So tung mongob tuhun do natagak ihobuhan o magagung magandang do onu na po I oni. So everyone was sad and depressed that the moon is gone. So they hit their gongs, they hit their drums, and anything that can make noise, like empty cans. Motutud kohisun nogi kobulot italob ihobo daw. Kosi sido agangaw tuhun ihobo daw. So everyone burn, make smoke. So Talob, the child, cannot stand it and vomited the moon back. And then he was so afraid that people will be noisy. So he vomited the moon. Mogihob na po italob nung agang na po nga muntok pobuvatan nung oitom na po nga muntok do pongin sada ka. So when Talob, the child, vomited the moon, if the moon is red, it's good to plant. Pobuvatan means to plant padi, especially padi last time. And then nung oitom na po, if it's black, it's good to get fish. Imohoing no hide, mamabo do tadang kahabos na po ibuhan onu na po kazu loan puton daw poswangon do tadang oviton daw moy popoy tangkop paay. So i moing. So the eldest last time when they still carry the wakid, they will take any branches, anything that they find, and then put them in the wakid, and then they will bring it to get padi from the tangkob, which is a place where the Kadazan Dusun keep the padi in the old days. And avasi no pobubatan paay. So it will be good to plant padi. So that was the message that I asked, like, what is the story of Talob to my family, and then my mom answered with that. Yeah. So I remembered last time before the Boboizan did the last ritual in year 2000. I think it was year 1998 where there was an eclipse. So all of us were doing all that was said in that, hitting the gongs. So when I think of it back, it was like, so when people eat, so the moon is like a biscuit. So when you eat it, there's crumbs. So they hit the gongs, like getting the blessing from the moon into the. And then I remember my grandfather, he take that container, close it, and then keep it at home. So that was last time. And then when the time when we did it, everyone in the village, I hear gongs here and there. But now that ritual is like gone.
So you said the place where you hit the drums is a good place to plant rice because it attracts.
The place, the red, if like last night, the moon when it's out, it's black color. So it's good to get fish. But when the moon is out and it's red, it's a good time to plant padi.
You said something about a place to plant padi.
Oh, the place it's wakid, itadang. So they get branches and then put it home. So what my memory was, when we hit the gongs and all, there's an empty tadang in the middle. So my grandfather will keep it at home.
Anyway, we had a lovely chat last night. It was really nice sharing. There's four of us, myself, Janice, Samsudin, and who was that again? Oh gosh, Winnie. So it was lovely because we had we talked about. I thought the most poignant part of our conversation was what we wanted to do. What was our role? How do we promote to our definition of a safe future, safety for us and for our family? And we all basically came to a similar conclusion, which is really nice. We all agreed that we each, instead of saying we want to do something big and form an organization and we then take on the world kind of thing, we all agreed that we have to lead by example. We can only control ourselves. And if you wanted to see any change, the one thing and one person we have control of is ourselves. So we all agree that we have to lead by example, was one. And then the second one was to have good judgment as to who you mix around with, who you exchange ideas with, because the people that you hang around with, you will become like them in a matter of few years kind of thing. So you have to be very clear about people that you hang out with. And this will probably be more important for the those who are young. Well, actually, it doesn't matter, young or old. You can still be influenced at any time in your life. So Janice said it in a good way. She said we have to be a good judge. We have to have good judgment about what we hear and what we do. And the third thing, the last thing was, whatever you hear, you still have to analyze the things that you hear and the way you digest whatever it is that you hear, because especially now there's so much social media. When we talk about safety, of course, the immediate conversation was about COVID and the pandemic, how it's causing so much fear. But the fear is really brought on by really what you hear around you. And we linked feeling safe to freedom from fear. That's what safety, being safe means. So things that you hear around you causes a lot of fear. And unfortunately, if you let your life be guided by social media, or what you read and what you hear, the normal conversation, the common conversation, chances are you will be filled with fear, because that's the thing that will be promoted by social media, by the news. Because, yeah, Janice said it was very selective what they put on the news. And it's usually what sells, i.e. bad stuff, sex, corruption, killing, death, So, yeah, and Sam, I think now that he's a father, Tamsuddin, now that he's a father, he also said that it was important that he also was an example. He needs to set an example to his child. And he said, small step, to do small step, you play your part, so you can change people. Yeah, so that was our discussion. Thanks.